Good evening. Welcome to a new way of being. Hosted by myself today, Commander and Dragon Kavanaugh, um, with my partner, Avatar Galextra. Um, she is injured from the attacks being done to her mind, body, different parts of her being by Donald Trump using that technology that has vast fourth dimension capabilities that allows him to move through the fourth dimension, teleport himself unseen, looking like a shadow, and entering our home where we will live. Currently, we live in a suite in Travelers Bonaventure in Niagara Falls for the last 22 months and commit numerous crimes against the being who is known as the Great Goddess, the being who is known as the um, God of all gods by the members of the coalition of goddesses and gods, and the being who is living today on this planet as the female Messiah, the one who lived as Lord Jesus 2,000 years ago, as Lord Buddha 2,500 years ago, as Lord Krishna about 5,200 years ago, as the Lady Harriet Tubman, who lived as the lady known as Elizabeth I, the Virgin Queen of England, about 400 plus years ago, as the lady known as um, Joan of Arc, and other beings who have left their mark with the human race on this planet over the past 5,000 years. So today I'm going to share some of the mind expanding, paradigm shifting, and liberating messages to the human race from Avatar Galextra. The first message that the Avatar has been teaching over the years is that all beings are equals forever. Forever. As she says in one of her songs, Equals Forever, we're equals forever, no matter who or what we are, and none of us is better than another, whether we're a woman or man, boy or girl, or have all the money in the world. If we think that we are superior to someone else, it is only because we feel inferior inside ourselves. That's a message which the human race need to start to examine and explore. The knowledge that all communities of beings on this planet today, human beings, animal beings, the tree beings, the elemental beings, oceanic beings, they're all members of the family of life, living on this planet as mortal tenants of the earth goddess, known to you as Mother Earth and Mother Nature, known to others as Lady Gaia. So, my human sisters and brothers, reclaim the knowledge that the Avatar teaching that we are equals forever, which means that both genders have to, as she says in one of her other songs called Marriages Can Last Forever, this is the roadmap for marriages today and in the future. And marriages can last forever, she says, respect each other as equals in all that you say and do. And every decision in your marriage must always be made by the both of you. Work to become each other's closest friend, and you will have no secrets between you then. Learn to like the one to whom you pledge your love, and you will have no secret, and you'll always enjoy being everywhere together. And always protect each other, even when you are apart, from people always trying to make sure that your marriage does not last. The Avatar has been teaching these mind expanding, paradigm shifting, liberating messages to the members of the human race for a number of decades now, online especially, and even in different communities. She has been blocked, prevented, obstructed, undermined from sharing this message with the human race across the outer landmass of Lady Gaia by those who have made themselves your gatekeepers, the gatekeepers of the human race. The ones who have made themselves lords and masters over your lives, livelihoods, hopes, dreams, and future from the cradle to the grave. Another message that the Avatar teaches is that we are each other's keepers. As she says in one of her songs, and these are messages to the human race that we will bring to you in the form of songs. In Equals Forever, she says, we are equals, we are each other's keepers, my human sisters and brothers, and it's time for us to come together and be there for each other. Bonds of pure and sacred light that cannot be broken glue each of us together now and forever. Whatever harm is done to one wounds you, me, and everyone. If you if we cannot help each other, let us try not to hurt one another, because whatever you do deeply touches me and you. So, spiritual immortals, you're equals forever, and you have to learn to become each other's keepers. Another message which the Avatar has been sharing with the members of the human race as much as it's able to do is information that all of life and all of creations are living beings who are brought into existence and brought into being by the great goddess. The being who is the first being in existence and who has given birth to all of life and all of creations in life. And you see evidence all around you of different beings, of different life forms, humans, animals, plants, birds, oceanic elementals. They're all members of the family of life. So, my fellow spiritual immortals, it's time for you to reconnect with your true identities, the Avatar teaches, as daughters and sons of gods. And it's time for you to embrace and to reclaim the vast wealth of spiritual treasures which have been embedded inside every part of you by the great goddess. And it's time for you to reconnect with your greater self, your higher self, the part of you that is always talking to you, the part of you that guides, protects, and is there with you even when you lose your way. Your greater self is the divine part of you that oversees all the lives you've lived and that is there for you through every aspect of the experiences that you express and experience as mortal members of the human race today. Our Galextra is being terrorized because she's bringing these liberating messages, she's bringing these eternal truths, she's bringing these mind expanding information to you so that you can change the place and point from which you've been taught to view, express, and experience reality, so that you can then reconnect with your greater self, reconnect with your divine identity, reconnect with the other life forms who are your brothers and sisters, regardless of the races of beings or communities of beings they happen to be living as members of. Your brother dogs, your sister dogs, your brother cats, your sister cats, your brother tree, sister tree. These are living beings, the rock beings, the crystal beings, the elemental beings, earth, water, wind, and fire. They are children of Mother Gaia, and they work with her to sustain and protect and maintain the well-being and welfare of all of her mortal tenants living on the outer surface of her body today. And the thunder beings, the ones who make the thunders roll, they're also children of Lady Gaia. We'll talk to you about Lady Gaia. Mm, okay, let's do that. The Avatar teaches that the planet is not a living system only or a giant piece of fertile rock. In fact, in one of her songs, again, that will be released in the future, called Mother Earth is a Person Too, she shares this information with you. She says, Mother Earth is a person too, with, with heart and mind just like me and you. She may not look like a person to our human eyes, but she's more alive than we will ever realize. No one else in this whole wide world gives so much of themselves to everyone else, even when we treat her like dirt, or even worse than the real scourges of the earth. And the closing of the song, she says, I love you, Mother Earth, and I'm so deeply hurt to see the awful things that we have done to thee. For the rest of our days, I pledge to live in harmony with thee in all that I say and do. Without you in my life, die. The Avatar, in her teachings to the human race, she's teaching you as well how to process experiences that you encounter or that you view that you need to understand and make sense of. And she says, in Sacred Records Within, begin to look every problem squarely in the eye. Be honest and true because you cannot lie. Find out where it came from and why it arrived, and see what it is that you are doing that is keeping it alive. Plant the correct solution inside your mind of how you should think and behave when you meet the same problem again the next time. Do this inventory of your life each and every day, and you will find that the problems that live inside you will be swept away just like the dust that you clean from your home each day. So the avatar is here to remind each of you that you're spiritual immortals and that you're here not just for one lifetime. You're here not just to collect assets and all the material treasures that they teach you to value and protect and pursue at the cost of your marriages, relationships, health, and more. She's here to remind you, beloved immortals, living as mortal beings, of your true identity. And as she teaches, when you start to become aware, to know and to feel that you are immortal, wearing, as she said, mortal clothes of flesh and bones that you put on at birth to walk the face of the earth, one life at a time. When you start to become aware of your immortality, you will then start to recognize that you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And in the process, you will start to see, know, and feel and understand yourself to be spiritually invincible. The Avatar has been working for decades to bring these ancient truths, these deep wisdoms, this timeless information to you. But she's been blocked every step of the way by the gatekeepers in the different civilizations, especially in North America, who have made sure that you do not get access to yourselves, that you do not learn to take the time to think for yourselves, to process information for yourself, to provide yourselves the options in life. Because whatever choice you make in life about any direction that you go, if you allow others to choose those choices for you, then They're choosing the path in which you will travel. And as she says in one of her songs called Only You Owns You, she says, Only you owns you. Um, and I forgot the content of that particular phrase from the song Only You Owns You. I am messenger from and for the coalition of gods who is speaking on behalf of my beautiful, magnetic, radiant wife, Avatar Galextra, who's also my spiritual teacher, who is living today in a continuous state of crisis, trauma, duress, and stress, along with members of our family, myself and our daughter, and living in a state of continuous sleep deprivation. We are being forced to live in this province, in this country, by the Canadian government as economic paupers, as social outcasts, and political prisoners because of the information that we're carrying and have been striving to share with you, the people, about every aspect of existence that you need to become aware of and gain a deeper and clearer understanding of. And for those reasons, the gatekeepers in your world, the ones who've controlled most, taking control of most of your commercial wealth, taking control of your social well being, your political destiny, and your mortal existence from the cradle to the grave. They have been working overtime to try to destroy this cosmic royal family of three people. Our son is here, but we won't talk about him at this point in time. And they have been attacking the avatar, Donald Trump, relentlessly, as if she is some kind of criminal, as if we have committed crimes against anyone. We're a family, we're resilient, resourceful, passionate, compassionate, flexible, adaptable family of three Caribbean Africans. I was born in Jamaica. The Avatar was born in Trinidad and Tobago. We came together in the summer of 1975 in a magical reunion that we speak about in our autobiography called The Autobiography of a God, unpublished, because the gatekeepers do not want you to know that Lord Jesus, Lord Jesus is back on the planet today, like a thief in the night, with a new, different, and completely unexpected identity as a woman of color, not as a man, guys, who's here to continue the work that he did when he lived as a Buddha, Lord Krishna, and there's a number of other avatars over time. For the work she's doing, and because of the quality of the energy she brings, the gatekeepers in the world, the ones controlling your lives, have made sure that she is attacked every step of the way since the day she was born, as I pointed out in the earlier broadcast about the alarming and stunning weapons being used to attack the avatar by Donald Trump on a daily and nightly basis. Avatar Galextra and myself, Commander and Dragon, and our daughter, we're asking you, the people, to process the information we're sharing with you. Because, as I mentioned to you earlier in another broadcast, the avatar has been continuously attacking inside the cavities of her brain for decades now with a dagger made of white light by Donald. Admit nothing and deny everything. Trump, on a daily nightly basis, has managed to dislodge her conscious memory from her conscious mind and implant memories inside her mind that are not her own. So, and prevents her from communicating as a verbal martial artist that I've always known her to be since we came together on that magical afternoon in the city of Toronto, Canada, in the summer of 1975, and have been living together as husband and wife for 40 something years. Closest friend, inseparable companion, um, life mentors, and a couple who's here to let you know that the life you're living today is not what you chose to live before you came back to this land of the living from your homeland in the spiritual realms where everyone goes when they depart from this realm. When the mortal body dies, it simply means that you move back home to the other side and you stay there for as long as you choose in a world which is breathtakingly beautiful. You're able to transport yourself to any aspect, any dimension that you're qualified to do within moments, using just the powers of your thoughts and your intention. And it's a world in which there's no hunger, pain, suffering, conflict. These are the heavenly realms, the celestial realms, where you all come from. And when your mortal body dies, you return back home, as Queen Elizabeth II did recently, as thousands, tens of thousands of human beings do on a daily, nightly basis. They depart from human life after the mortal body dies, and I'm almost finished then, and they return back home, and they spend time uh, reacquainting with loved ones they haven't seen in ages, you know, decades, mothers, fathers, sisters, brothers, grandparents, others from other lifetimes. And when they're ready to come back, they bring a life plan with them of how they're going to live their lives, and they come with the intention of doing so, but they are taught to embrace their ego and to tie the ego to the loins and use their free will in any way they choose, even if it means that they're going to violate the rights, the well-being and welfare of other members of the human race or any other life form living here today. We'll continue. If you like the content of what you hear about the teachings of Avatar Galextra in the form of her messages to the human race, we ask you to like the content and invite you to subscribe to this broadcast so that you can get it in your box whenever it's posted. And we also invite you to circulate this content to human beings. Um, it's rich, it's uplifting, it's enlightening, and it's liberating, and it's stored inside each of you. It's time for you to access these timeless truths, ancient knowledge, and deep wisdoms that is stored inside each of you in the book of life that you each carry, which records every experience, intention, feelings, observations that you have as mortal beings living on the outer surface of the ancient, living, sacred, bountiful, planet sized body of the Earth Goddess Lady Gaia today. Blessings to you. Thank you for watching. And you have been hosted today by Commander Andragon on behalf of my spiritual master and teacher, Avatar Galextra, the human incarnation of the great goddess. Have a good day and goodbye.